Hello again, and welcome to the Corner Studio here in my garage. And I see from our high-tech teleprompter, which I typically hold up at the start of the program, it is indeed time for another episode of Friday Evening Camera Talk. This one is number 133. We are shooting tonight on the Nikon Z9 with the 24 to 120 f4 lens, which is our typical. I'm going to start off the program here by just a quick discussion of YouTube strategy. I was reading comments and watching a couple of videos, one by a guru who has 80,000 subscribers, and she said don't do these kind of intros, that people are bored by them. You guys let me know in the comments. I'm always looking to improve this program. I kind of enjoy rolling through my intro. It's sort of like a way for me to spool up to get into the show, but I'm willing to try new things. You guys can let me know what you think of that. As you can see here, there's a box on the table. This is our centerpiece of the program tonight. It is indeed a new lens. This is the Nikkor 70-200 f2.8 version 2 lens, which came out about 4 or 5 months ago. I sat on the sidelines because this isn't my typical operating zone for a focal length in lenses. And I'm going to tell you what happened. We have been kind of consolidating gear and thinking about our own roadmap, even though Nikon doesn't publish a roadmap. We've been, the wife and I, spending time talking about getting from point A to point B, a simpler kit, this kind of thing. Now, this lens retails for $3,200 approximately, so it's an expensive purchase, and we had kind of a summit on lenses and decided to part with 3 lenses. Now, the first one was the 105 macro, which we've been pleased with, but I think this lens here will basically do about what the 105 macro does. Not true macro, but good close-up work. Typically, that's what the wife uses the 105 for, was close-up work, not true macro. We also have the 24 to 120, which is really good for close-up work. So the 105 started to feel superfluous considering this lens. The wife also chipped in to the trade pile her 28 to 400, and the thinking was that she'll put this in her field kit, the 70 to 200 and the 600, and that'll be her kit that she totes out to the field. So this will be obviously for closer work. 600 is for the typical wildlife and birding. We just did a video here a couple episodes ago where I opened my camera bag out in the field, and you saw that I had the 400 4.5 with the Z8 and the 24 to 70 f2.8 version 2 lens. So I'm trying to approach going out in the field with a little less weight in the backpack and a little simpler gear. Now, so the 28 to 400, our second copy of it went, but I still have, of course, the Z5 II and the 28 to 400 here, our second lens, paired up. I guess this camera here with the 28 to 400 parked on it, when I'm not going out in the field and trying to get the absolutely best possible output, this is the camera I'm typically taking. The 28 to 400 that went away, after inspecting both of those lenses side by side, this is the one that the wife had in her kit, and you can see that it has some tension here when I'm turning the barrel. Now, the one that I traded in had a lot less tension than that and felt a lot sloppier. So I don't know if that came from the factory that way, or it was a lens that I was carrying and using. I don't know if my constant turning of the the zoom barrel there was contributing to it or what, but this lens feels a lot tighter and I'm liking it a lot better already. So the 105 went away, the 28 to 400 went away, and the 14 to 30, which has survived a few trade piles, it also went away because that simply is a lens that I'm not using that much. Last but not least, it was time to do something about the Canon V1. I realize on the channel I may have been prematurely or overly enthusiastic about that camera. That was based on maybe not putting that camera 100% through its paces, but as I took that camera out in the field, used it in more different lighting conditions, I just wasn't satisfied with it. And I have attempted to shoot a couple of arts and crafts videos using just the Canon V1, and I wasn't able to get to a product that I actually wanted to post on YouTube. So, you know, we like to bring gear back. I will admit mistakes. I'm not calling the Canon V1 a mistake, but let's say the romance was over and it was time for that camera to go away. The three lenses plus the Canon V1 ended up fetching about $2,200 in trade. That saved me another $200 in sales tax. So getting this lens wasn't that painful. I only had to come up with about $1,000 in terms of cash money. But as we do on the channel, you know, we will be talking about this lens going forward. We'll put it through the paces. This is just the empty box, of course, there. The wife, first hour this thing was back in the house. She grabbed it and wanted to put it on her camera and start fooling around with it. So we'll do more with it. It'll just take me a little bit of time to get there. So the Canon G7X, or G7X3 rather, it won the war between itself and the V1. This is the camera that I'm liking better and I'm using, and I'm carrying it out of the house when I go places and I just want a pocket camera, and I'm not carrying the Z5 II and the 28-400. I'm carrying the G7X3, and I'm finding that I really like the pictures of this camera. I like the video output less on it, but in a pinch it'll do. Now, you guys might debate. Some of you use Apple smartphones. I've got a Samsung smartphone. There's times, and I hate the form factor of smartphones, but there's times where on the computer I look at the video shot on here, and I've been shooting this camera in 1080 at 30, and it is what it is. So what we're going to do is, I asked them at Kenmore if it was all right to walk around the store and shoot some short clips and take some pictures. They don't mind that kind of stuff because they're a camera house and they expect people to test gear in the store. So let's look at the video that I shot with this camera at Kenmore Camera. I don't think I've ever shown you guys that place, even though I've mentioned them numerous times on the channel. But anyhow, let's look at those clips and we'll be right back. All right, so we just saw the clips, and like I said, I kind of use this camera shooting clips just, you know, when you've got it in your hand and you kind of need to take a short clip, I find that it's all right. I wouldn't take this camera out with the intention of shooting a lot of video with it. It is really my photographic camera, just for a pocket walk-around camera. So let's take a look at the photos, and we'll be right back. And I think you can see from the video samples versus the photos, I think you can see why I kind of rely on and think of this as a camera to take pictures with, less so a camera to do video. But I like the output, and I like using that better than a smartphone. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and we do hope to see you again soon in another video. So we'll say till then, take care.